welcome to battle number 8 of week number 6 of the FnF Victory Road Draft League Season 2. This battle is going to be pitting Sir Roland's team, which is Waterfront Woods, versus Zequig's team, which is I Like Corsola. The Mega Pokemon available in this battle will be Mega Absol on Waterfront Woods. And then in terms of Z Pokemon, there is one Z Pokemon. It's just Gothitelle with Z Any privilege on I Like Corsola. In this battle, it looks like Volcanion is going to be a big threat to Zequig's being able to hit everything pretty hard and having relatively nice bulk. However, Rotom Wash can be pretty intense with Volt Switch or Thunderbolt versus Volcanion, so he'll definitely have to be careful of that. In Zequig's team, Gothitelle can be a big threat, but it will have to be careful about when it comes in. If it gets stuck versus Mega Absol or Frostlass, that could be bad news for Zequig's, especially considering Mega Absol has access to Pursuit. Additionally, Lapras does look like it will be a decently bulky Pokemon for Sir Roland, and Zequig's will definitely be able to use Rotom Heat, I think, versus most of Sir Roland's Pokemon. It has really good typing for this matchup, so that's also a Pokemon to look out for. I think at this moment we could probably begin. We will have exchanges happening after this, so I'm going to try to let them go now. And let's jump in and see how it goes. And we're listening to Accumula Town, which many people know for the Ferret meme. Also just a very nice little town theme in general. In terms of leads, Frostlass has been a traditional lead for Sir Roland. He does like to lead with Frostlass. For Zequig's, maybe we'll see Corsola, Whimsicott, or perhaps Rotom Heat come in. I see them all having good utility as a lead. Something I also noticed is that Muck will have probably a good matchup in this as well, being very specially defensive, being able to threaten a lot of Sir Roland's Pokemon with its very nice stab combination. Question is who to lead with. Looks like there's some serious consideration happening as to whether to lead with a certain Pokemon or not. Volcanion is going to be the one who comes in. Stop using Surf the Volcanion versus Rotom Yeet the Rotom Heat. Volt Switch will hit hard if Rotom Heat goes first. If not, a Steam Eruption from Volcanion will hit Rotom Heat very hard. This is kind of a risky matchup for both sides, considering they both are able to threaten one another with their secondary typing. On these fire types, water being fire, and the electric beating water. But Lapras is the one who's going to come in, taking that Volt Switch. Does decent damage, 30%. This might be an Assault Vest Lapras, actually. The big question is now, who comes in versus Lapras? I could see Corsola maybe being useful, especially if it's going to run a Head Smash set. Corsola will have to be careful of Lapras's Thunderbolt, however, if Lapras is carrying Thunderbolt. Sequigs is picking which Pokemon to come in versus Lapras. I'm thinking maybe we could see Muck Alola or Corsola come in. Maybe even Gothitelle, but I don't know if he's going to go for it right. Oh, it looks like he does go for Gothitepic the Gothitelle quite early on in this matchup. Maybe Gothitelle has Thunderbolt, but it does look like he's willing to take down Lapras. Both of them doing Thunderbolts. They're not going to do that much damage to each other, only 22 and 25% respectively. However, Lapras is pretty low on HP and it can't switch out, so the Thunderbolt will do some pretty big damage to Lapras, considering it doesn't have access to recovery or switching out. And Lapras is going to go for a Surf. It does a little bit more than Thunderbolt. One more Surf will probably hit Gothitepic pretty nicely, and a Thunderbolt will take down Lapras. And indeed, that's what happens. Surf and Thunderbolt. Down goes Sarpal the Lapras. And Gothitepic is sitting at about 38% HP. Likely we could see Mega Absol come in and maybe pursuit the Gothitelle so that it can't get away. And actually it is Frostlass who comes in, hazards and items on the Frostlass. The Shadow Ball will still hit hard, but Muck Alola will shrug that off if it decides to switch in. And Lapras is actually, Frostlass is going to go for a Trick, causing Gothitelle to get burned and allowing Frostlass to pick up some leftovers. And a Hex is going to take down Gothitelle. That is now a 5-5 score between Sir Roland and Sequigs, with Sir Roland having a slight HP disadvantage on Frostlass. And Muck Alola is the one to come in next. I do believe it has access to Pursuit, so Frostlass can't escape if it wants to. The question now is, will Frostlass go for the Destiny Bond, which is something that Sir Roland has done quite a few times before. And no, Frostlass goes for the escape, but Pursuit prevents it from leaving. Torterra, I Am Cold, is going to come out. Torterra does have a good matchup versus a few Pokemon on Sequig's side, but Rotom Heat is going to give it big trouble considering it does have Levitate and can avoid that Earthquake. Muck Alola can do big damage to Torterra with Poison Jab, but that Earthquake is very threatening to it. I'm not sure if Sir Roland has Stone Edge on Torterra. That could be a good call out for the Rotom Heat switch in. The battle music is really pleasant right now, considering we're watching a island turtle versus a blob. And Rotom Heat does come in to scout out that Earthquake. It's now free to go for an Overheat if it so desires. Volcanion can take that overheat in stride, but it has to be careful switching into a Volt Switch. Yeah, that core of Rotom, Heat, and Muckalola seems to be a really good one for Z-Quigs in this battle. They both have really good synergy with each other, and they handle, like, some of the threats that each other pose. Some of the threats to each other pretty well. If Rotom Heat goes for the overheat and hits Volcanion, its Volt Switch actually won't do that much to it afterwards. So Volcanion could be a reasonable switch-in, but Z-Quigs can maybe call out the switch-in with a Volt Switch. Actually, Rotom Heat goes for the Hidden Power. Rock Slide's going to do pretty big damage, 69%. I'm wondering what Hidden Power that is. I thought it would have been Ice to take on Torterra, but I guess it was a different type of Hidden Power. Torterra can be reasonably bulky, especially with its nice HP stat. Its special defense stat isn't amazing, but it can be patched up by an item like Assault Vest. Another question could be, if Rotom Heat is choiced, will it be switching out at this point to avoid that KO from Rock Slide on Torterra? It does switch out. Go Luwu, the Go Lurk is the one to come in. It may have access to Ice Punch. If it Ice Punches Torterra, that is a very possible Torterra death. It doesn't outspeed Torterra though. Oh yeah, it looks like because it didn't outspeed, the Wood Hammer was able to hit it before Go Lurk was able to strike. The score is now 4-4. And Rotom Yeet is the one to come in now, maybe searching for that overheat. And it does go for the overheat, but it's going to miss, and Rock Slide is going to take down Rotom Yeet, the Rotom Heat. In comes Muckalola. And an Earthquake is able to take down Muckalola. The two Pokemon left to face Torterra don't have a really good matchup versus it. Torterra can't do much to Whimsicott, but I feel like Whimsicott can't really do much to Torterra. And both of them are going to be pretty scared of Volcanion depending on what it's packing. And Whimsicringe the Whimsicott is the next one to come in versus Torterra. And Gardevoir comes in. I hate Shadow Tag the Gardevoir. Tracing that Prankster, a Moonblast is going to do pretty big damage, about 42%. Gardevoir goes for the Destiny Bond, and a U-turn is going to allow Whimsicringe to switch out into Corsola. That Prankster Destiny Bond would have been really interesting if Moonblast KO'd Gardevoir. I think it was safe from the KO. Gardevoir is going to go for a Taunt. Scald hits moderately hard, not too hard. And now Gardevoir is actually free to go for a Destiny Bond again to take down Corsola. That's what it does. And a Scald is going to take down Gardevoir, but down goes Corsola in the process. Stop using Surf. The Volcanion is the last Pokemon sent out versus Whimsicringe the Whimsicott. Moonblast is not going to do that much damage, and a Sludge Bomb is able to take down Whimsicringe for the match, and that is a 3-0 victory for Sir Roland. Waterfront Woods over Zequigs. I like Corsola. That Gardevoir set was really interesting. It was kind of like a suicide, force you to attack so I could activate Destiny Bond set. With the trace from Prankster, that was pretty effective. And Torterra actually did really well being able to take down Muckalola and Rotom Heat. Really interesting match there, and an explosive end to Week 6. That was a really good match. So stay tuned for that Week 6 recap coming up, and we're going to jump into Week 7 starting tomorrow. I'll see you then.